Awesome to hear. Congrats, everyone, for making it to the end of Hack the North this weekend. I understand that you all must be rather exhausted, but make a ton of noise if you are so proud of what you did this weekend. Woo!
We know that you have been working crazy hard over the past 36 hours, and from what we've seen, you've built some pretty incredible stuff.
We also hope that you've had a ton of fun networking with sponsors, other hackers, eating cotton candy, trying the crane machine regardless of what the outcome was, and petting therapy puppies. I'm pretty bummed I missed that, to be honest.
Now, before we get going, one quick logistical note just to repeat this again. If you will be departing on a flight today, you should be in an overflow room right now. If you should be in an overflow room, please get up, leave through the doors, otherwise, you're good to stay right here. Now, our amazing judges have spent the last few hours looking at all our presentations, and they were simply blown away by what they saw.
We would like to thank the judges one last time for their dedication and time spent with us this weekend. Please give them a gigantic round of applause for their time.
Now, our esteemed judges had a really hard task in front of them when they had to pick finalists from this group of people, but we're confident that they did an amazing job. I'd like to thank them right now. First of all, Balaji Srinivasan, Ellen Chisa, Jay Shaw, Jennifer DeWalt, Tyler Campaign, Dylan Field, Tiffany Ashley Bell, and Charlie Cheever.
Yeah. We'd also like to thank round 2 of judges Tracy Chow, Aaron Glazer, Jeff Coleman, Kat Noon, Johnny Chin, Mike Kirkup, Laura Smith, Joey Krug, Mike Gibson, Tracy Young, Ethan Wildling. Give them a round.
All right. Are you guys ready to hear from the finalists of Hack the North 2017? All right, in no specific order. First up, we have highlights.
Woo, woo, woo.
Hi everyone, we're Highlights. I'm Vikram and he's Kenta. Both of us are from the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. We flew all the way over here just for this and we loved it. This is Carol. She does high school in Toronto actually. And yeah, without further ado, it's no doubt that every day you come across a situation where there's like some form of physical text in front of you, whether it's like a leaflet or some kind of nutrition label. And oftentimes you might want to record this kind of information. And the way we do it right now, it's quite inconvenient. You take out your phone, you might write it down, like type it out, the whole thing, or take a picture of it, only to lose that picture. And that's why we're introducing our own solution.
What we would like to introduce is Highlights, and Highlight is a new tool which we've invented where all you have to do is simply swipe Highlight onto any piece of text on any document, any real object with some sort of textual content, and it's going to automatically digitalize that text and analyze it to simplify your daily tasks and needs.
So you might be thinking, wouldn't it make more sense to just run on your computer? Well, there are a lot of situations where that doesn't make sense. A lot of people, for one, just prefer traditional like highlighting and writing. Additionally, for things such as medical documents, I don't know if you guys have realized, but there's actually no proper way to digitize that yet. So for a way, this is like a great way to connect the digital version and a paper version. Also, actually, when you're learning things, when you're highlighting on your notes, it's actually better for your memory to do it physically.
All right, so as you can see, it is successfully scanning the text that we've written on this sheet. And what it does also is categorize the text into different groups based on what you might use it for. So what we've done is implemented what 4 main categories. So one of them being education, so things like textbooks. We actually developed a classifier which will identify if the text seems to have come out of a textbook as opposed to legal documents, which would be useful for people like lawyers who want to quickly scan something like that. And in addition to that,
Say, for example, also if you're into healthcare, you'd really like to go on, keep track of the nutrients, the calories that you take in. what we allow you to do is rather than simply manually inputting your nutrients, your calories on every single piece of food you eat, all you have to do is swipe, highlight on any sort of nutrient label, your food packages, and it'll automatically categorize it, log it onto your daily schedule. And so the main way on how exactly highlight works is, as you can see, as we push it down, and afterwards we slowly go on and swerve over text, it actually records a video. This video, it'll automatically decompose the video into a bunch of different frames and afterwards stitch them together using OpenCV. And with that, we developed our own little model that we trained on some data sets for text detection. And with that, so we can then go on, OCR some text, decode some text from these images, using the simple solution, which is much more cheaper than many other professional OCR solutions out there right now.
All right, give them a round, everybody. Awesome to be the first people up here showcasing their hard work this weekend. Thank you, Highlight. Next up, we have AR Planes. Yeah.
Oh no. One sec, having some technical difficulties there. But hello everyone, we are AR Plane. Um, and we're trying to solve a problem here. Have you ever been outside, seen a plane, and wondered, where's it coming from and where's it going? What's this plane doing? And there's really no easy way to do this without this app, really. So we built this augmented reality app that lets you visualize and discover the planes around you. Using it is pretty simple. You open up the app, you look around in this augmented reality world, and you see planes. These planes are planes that are around within 150 miles of where we are. You can tap on a plane and see some information about it. You can see where it's coming from, where it's going, what time it left, what time it's arriving. And if you go and you shake the app, you actually get some more information. You see the actual model of the plane. You can tell that a Boeing 737 is that plane. And it's 146 kilometers away. So this is super cool. And we also have a short video of what it's like when this plane when uses no video, sorry, no video, but outside this is actually even more spectacular.
Sure. Yeah. So we got some good planes here. You guys saw the one coming from the Middle East over there. We've got a United flight coming from Boston to Chicago. What else do we have that's interesting? We've got SFO to JFK in New York. Anything over here? Yeah, we've got Toronto to Vancouver. All sorts of interesting stuff. Good Canadian cities. Amsterdam to Toronto. I bet they've had a long day. But yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to actually see all these. We would not have known what was going on around us otherwise.
Yeah, so just to talk a little bit about the technical side of things, to implement the AR, we actually used Apple's brand new AR kit, which hasn't even gone out yet in the new iOS, but it will be out by the end of the month. And so we're really excited because we were able to use AR kit to put 3D models into space in real locations. To talk about locations a little bit more.
Yeah, so when we do this, we get like longitude, latitude, altitude, triple. But we have to somehow figure out how to map that into coordinates in the AR scene. So there's a bit of math, bit of trig, but then we can convert and some scaling down too. You don't want it to be like 100 kilometers away like this guy, but some math, and we can render them into the scene, and you can actually see them. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. That's it. That's us. That's the AR Plane. Thanks, everyone.
Man, what a cool tour of the space around us. Thank you so much, AR Plane. Next up, we have Story Tree.
Hi guys. I'm here with StoryTree. What we basically created this weekend was a collaborative environment for creating stories using layers and like a tree data structure. Um, this is our homepage. On our homepage, you can see that we have recommended stories. These are stories that have been created by other users and are displayed here so that you can click on them. Once you click on them, you open up a new page, which basically shows that story page, which is a paragraph, a sentence, a word even that is for that one section. And at the bottom here, you can see that we have two different sections. This is the second layer. So people can collaboratively add more and more layers if you decide a story isn't going the way you want. So in this example, we have two different examples. We can click on one and it'll expand outwards into the second layer of the story. It is relying on a little bit on Wi-Fi, so we might be a little bit slow here. Uh,
So the whole point of this is if, let's say, I'm an aspiring author, but I just don't really have the time to write a story. So I'm like, okay, I have this great idea, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna write a paragraph of it, okay? And then I'm gonna keep writing, and then Ben's gonna come along, and Ben's gonna be like, but this part just it just doesn't make any sense to me. So he branches it off, and he makes his own version from that point onwards. And we can keep doing it. So if you think about fan fiction, if you've ever written fan fiction before and you're just writing a bunch of things, and then someone just writes this thing that doesn't make any sense, you can change it. You can make your own version of that. And that's kind of the whole point of story tree and what we're trying to do behind it. And at the end of it all, if you read like an entire story, you can save the story. And the whole point of it is it'll compile into like an ebook format that you can put onto like a Kindle, a Kobo, something like that.
And it might seem that on these layers it could get a bit crowded because anybody can add another branch of the story. So we have a rating system similar to that on Reddit and other sites on the web, where the community decides what branches and what storylines they prefer. So it's not one person dictating what the story is. It's the community really, hopefully, guiding what the popular branches of the story are and where you might want to put your time and effort into. So I guess I'll go quickly through. Hopefully, sorry, the Wi-Fi is a bit slow here, but okay, yeah. So that is Story Tree. Yeah, yeah.
All right, awesome job, Story Tree. Thanks for embracing the Wi-Fi issues. You did a wicked job, regardless. Okay, next up we have here. They brought a bike. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? We have Fyrax. Give them a round. Hi, everyone. So this weekend, we had a goal, an ambitious goal of creating a bike sharing system or bike um, security system for the smart cities of the future. And so I'll be showing you a demo while talking about the benefits of this. So it's really easy to sign up. And one of the main benefits of this is that you can gain a lot of data about the bike, like the habits of bike riding people, which is very important towards creating an environmentally sustainable community. And so in the app, you can see we have data from the Facebook API for locations on campus. And so you can click on any of these and see more and see how you can get there. But the main part is taking the ride. And so you can see the timer starts, and this shows that you have put your bike into the bike holder. And so once it's in there, you see we have a connect over here, and that's what is basically seeing all the activity that's occurring around your bike, and that's how we keep the bike secure. And we have a cool feature that Andre's going to talk about.
So yeah, besides doing some like monitoring here, we are actually using blockchain technology. So why blockchain? Blockchain is, I mean, we wanted to build something that's for everyone, and blockchain achieves that. You don't need to create an account. It's just start using. You don't need someone taking care of it. It takes care of itself. So for something that's going to stay out there uh, unprotected for a long time, it's very important that it's an autonomous system. And it also makes it very convenient. You can just press a button and it calls a smart contract that keeps track of how much time you've been spending on the rack. Um, in the future, we would like to extend this so not only rentees benefit, but also renters. Like everyone can just use their private space for for parking bikes, and blockchain is also going to enable that.
All right, so the way that this works, and unfortunately because the Wi-Fi is pretty bad, it's not working today, is we have a Connect here. It's already trained, to detect humans from the noise. And so you might have people walking past this bike post, no problem. But when someone's tinkering with your bike, right, standing here for more than 10 seconds, that's when the alarm sounds. Not only that, it actually sends texts and calls to yourself, and if you don't respond, to the police. And so that way, we have an ultra secure system in order to secure your bikes. But not only that, because it's secured on the blockchain, any other time this bicycle comes into contact with another one of our enabled posts, it will actually alert the authorities of the whereabouts of this bicycle and help people track it down. Finally, because we have a camera here that uses infrared, in the night you can have photos taken of the perpetrator who takes your bike, and that decreases the amount of anonymity that they have, feeling that they can protect themselves. Ultimately, we want to create a safer community, a community that's really buys into the biking culture and doesn't fear leaving their bikes in the city. For all of us, we've actually had our bike stolen at least once, and that's the big reason why we wanted to make this make this hack today.
Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi does not work. So if the Wi-Fi works, your alarm will be sound off on the system, and it will be capture a photo, infrared photo of this guy trying to steal the bike, and you will send that to the police, and the police will hopefully find the guy and then track him down.
Right. And then finally, once, let's say if you want to be the one who comes back to your bike and safely unlocks it, you just do that from the convenience of your app. And in fact, I'm getting a call right now through pager duty with the call that we sent, independently in order to alert the person who owns this bike that their bike is indeed being stolen. And so that's how we kind of integrated this solution in order to give people their sense of safety back.
Thank you.
Man, what a crazy amount of technologies to pack into something so practical and for such great use. Fantastic job, Firax. Next up, we have Galleon. Please give them a huge round of applause.
Yeah, so now it's on. So we're Galleon, and we're here to solve a problem with immigration. So there's 271,000 immigrants to Canada every single year. So we would think with such a large number that it would be very easy to go through the process. But what we have discovered when we talked to some of her colleagues and friends was that it wasn't the case.
So one of the issues that I found was that the government websites lack clarity and the navigation isn't the best. Another issue is that people do not always know what documents are needed.
Okay, so this is our website Galleon, and it's meant to streamline this entire process and make it really simple for someone to come to the country. So when you sign up with Galleon, you create a new account, it takes you to this phone profile page. And a lot of this data is really important because the Canadian government does care about this stuff. Like if you have more education, you're more likely to get in, or if you're younger, those kind of things. So we do collect all this data from our from users. But in the interest of time, we're just going to switch over to an already created profile. So when you log into Galleon, you will see this kind of page that shows your overview, some resources, chatbot, and a mentor. So we'll go over all that right now.
So at the very top, we have what's called a CSR score. And so the government actually does give you a score out of 1,200 when you're trying to come into the country. You get points for things such as having work experience, having work in Canada, having siblings in Canada, that kind of thing. So based on the data we collected from the user when you signed up, we can actually show sort of an estimate for your score to make you so you can realize like, okay, I have to get an English test done, or just show where you stand and how likely you are to get into Canada if you apply at the current moment. We also have collected data from Open Canada data statistics, and we use these to sort of drop patterns. For example, despite being only worth 50 CSR points, most skilled laborers are accepted into Canada. So we can show this data if you have selected that if you are a laborer. At the right, we have assigned everyone a mentor. So how this works is that people who have already immigrated to Canada can sign up to be a mentor, and they submit their information just like if they were applying. So when you sign up, we will look for the algorithm will look for someone in the database who is similar to you. So if you're a 32-year-old single male, it'll look for someone in that situation, so you can get a direct line to someone who experienced what you experienced. Moving down on the page, we have also created a chatbot, which should be working right now. This sort of serves, so everyone knows like what an FAQ is. You have frequently asked questions, but they're usually really boring and just pages and pages of text. So we sort of created a chatbot to make this a lot easier for people to get information. Well, whatever, we'll type that later.
Yeah, so in a moment, the result will come up. So it's actually the information retrieved from the government's immigration site.
And down at the bottom, of course, we sort of have an overview of how to get into Canada. So overall, this website, what we really meant to create was a system where everything is combined into one place. We combined FAQs using a chatbot. We took Canada's CSR score rating system, mentor data, and a bunch of other resources and open source data to have like a one-stop shop for how people, if you want to get into the country, to simplify this entirely difficult process that many immigrants have experienced.
So just as an overview of what we used to build this, we made great use of all the lovely sponsors and API providers that we've had this weekend. So we've used Firebase for our user authentication and user data. We've used CockroachDB for all of our historical mentor data, and we have used the Microsoft Azure chatbot service for our FAQ bot.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic job, guys. That was so cool to hear. I feel like it would have been really cool if JT had been in the house to see that. I like all the themes that were incorporated this weekend, so good job and congratulations. Next up on deck, we have Gallery, A-R-E. Give them a big round of applause.
All right, hi everyone. So our project is called Gallery. We wanted to create a way to preview paintings and posters before you actually buy it. So we made a web app that allows you to upload any image and then preview it on our target canvas. So this way you can actually see it in your house and decide if you like it before you buy it. So we're going to go through a quick demo of it.
So to start off using Gallery, we have to make a new album. So we're going to make a new album and we're going to call it Demo. So this creates an entry in our database that we're using. And now we're going to select images to upload in. So we're going to use Mona Lisa. And we're going to use a Sunday afternoon. And these images get stored in our Amazon Web Services S3. And now that we've uploaded 2 pictures in our album, normally we would use a phone app, but since we couldn't get it to display, we're going to use Unity on the computer. So you'll see me. So in order to use the web app, we have to type in the album that we want to pull in. And we load its information in. And then let me stand out of the way. There we go. Yeah. So it shows the first image in the album, and the next button will load the next image. Oh, I double clicked it. All right, so that is gallery.
All right. What an amazing hack from Gallery here. I know that's something that I could use a few times, actually. Give it up for these guys. All right. Following after them will be Drone Vision.
Hello? Okay, so unfortunately, we're not actually flying this drone, but on Saturday morning, we took this drone out and flew it around campus and took a few hundred photos. And with those photos, we managed to create a 3D representation of the campus. And our hack is essentially a 3D environment in which you can fly around and view the campus from all different angles. And it's also paired with image recognition software, IBM Watson, so you can identify buildings using their API.
We kind of came up with this whole idea because we were interested about like the whole decentralization and crowdfunded and crowdsourced projects such as Wikipedia and OpenStreetMap. And one of the downsides we found with OpenStreetMap right now is that OpenStreetMap doesn't have like the 3D model type thing you see here going on like Google Maps, because Google Maps has something similar to this. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a cheap solution where everyone with a drone can map their neighborhood and put it on the internet and anyone can see. And they don't have to, because Google has a large database. They can attach like, oh, this is some restaurant and whatever, right? And they have a large database, but the average person doesn't. So we leveraged Watson's visual recognition API to essentially detect buildings and specific locations, and then essentially assign them as metadata to points on the mesh.
So one of the challenges with using IBM Watson was the fact that it only does face detection. So to get the actual boundary boxes for the objects, we had to use OpenCV. So we just partitioned the image based on OpenCV's dimensions, and then we ran it through IBM Watson to get the metadata. And yeah, we'll run a test of that right now.
So another great application about this, as you can see from the dual screens, is that we have this readily available for VR. I don't know if we're gonna demo it. Yeah. So laptop GPU is probably not good enough for demoing currently, but you can see there's a lot of practical applications for VR, things like virtual tours, or just general checking out the environments in VR. So anybody can do this, anybody can submit it, and you can explore pretty much anywhere.
Okay, so we tried to show some screenshot, but I think the internet isn't working properly or something because it's not actually. It showed one for a bit, but now it doesn't seem to want to work. All right, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Awesome job, awesome job. Question for you guys. Who out there owns a drone? Okay, so we'll work on that first, and then we'll be ready to film for you guys, all right? Sounds awesome. Next up, we have Doppel Gallery coming to the stage, ready to go, so give them a huge round of applause.
Hey guys, so a couple of weeks ago, I was browsing on Reddit, and I stumbled upon this picture of a young lady standing in front of a historical painting of another woman. The young lady showed a significant, striking resemblance to the woman from the historical painting. So I thought to myself, what if I was also able to build something that finds my doppelganger from historical paintings? So together with my teammates, Alex, Anthony, and Jeffrey, we built the Doppel Gallery, a reverse facial recognition web app that finds your doppelganger from historical paintings.
So our web app is basically based on software called OpenFace. So now OpenFace is effectively a mapping software. What it does is it takes images and maps them to vectors of length 128. It's like 128 doubles per vector. Now the nice thing about the software is it has this really unique property that the proximity of vectors is proportional to how similar the images are. So what that means is that we can download a very large database of images, for example. So we downloaded about 100,000 images from online databases like Kaggle, for example. And then we map all of these to vectors, and then we can input new faces, convert them to vectors, and take the Euclidean distance in order to calculate proximity. So what we're going to do is a demonstration of this. So in order to do that, we'd like to get a volunteer from the crowd. Okay, there we go. Can we get a volunteer from the audience? Would you like to try it?
You have to take your glasses off. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so you go now.
Yeah, so from OpenFace, we got a vector of 128 doubles that just gave us features of the face, and we used AWS and we used AWS and CockroachDB to store them and gather training data and just start training a model in order to reverse image search for these faces, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, so as you can see, the application we have here is a little trivial, but I think the underlying technology that we have is actually really powerful here, and it could have a lot of applications. So, for example, if you had a really long video file and you wanted to search through for like a particular face or a particular person, this would be perfect for that with just a little adaptation. So I think the main point here is the underlying technology is really strong that we've created, as you saw from the demonstration. So thank you very much, everyone.
One last note, everybody. You can find this online. It's hosted at the website doppelgallery.me. And hopefully you don't crash the server. Oh, it's no longer up there. Okay, anyway, doppelgallery.me if you want to find this online and try it out yourself.
I was just going to say that when this website goes live, it'll be the kind of thing that I'll waste hours on when I'm supposed to be doing homework, but it is live, so I guess that's what's happening. So thank you so much to Doppel Gallery. Next up, we have Wi-Fi Vision.
Hello. So one of my personal favorite superheroes is Superman. He's super strong, he can fly. I think my personal favorite, not just because we're doing this, is he has X-ray vision. And what he can do with that is he can see through buildings, he can use that to rescue people. And, oh, we're already running, okay. So what it's doing is it's scanning using Wi-Fi waves, and we're using that to create X-ray vision. Now, current technologies exist, for example, X-rays. But if you do X-ray on a mass scale, you're going to give everyone cancer. If you do MRIs, you're going to break everything metal. There's the carpenters like sweeping, finding beams, but that's like 3-centimeter range. But what is present in every environment is Wi-Fi. It's in every single household, it's in every restaurant, every building. So essentially, we're measuring Wi-Fi waves, and we're measuring how they're disrupted. And for example, if someone's standing in front of it, that disrupts the waves, and it creates something that we can measure. And essentially, we're using that data to create a map of what the Wi-Fi vision sees. And then we're using these Arduino Wi-Fi receivers. All they are is just simple Wi-Fi receivers. We're measuring the strength and the quality, and we map that out. When we map out this data, we filter all the garbage interference. For example, in this room, so many people have technology that it causes interference. And we can filter that out using something called a Kalman filter. That gets rid of all the garbage data. And then once we isolate it, you can tell this gets the graphs on the right. That's a 3D mapping of what it would see. And here it's running. This is the heat map of the quality signal that the Wi-Fi sees. So it's seeing that through this wall. And you can't tell behind it, but there is a cross. It's very slow, so it's got to do a loop back and forth. I'll get there. Sunny day now. It's a little hard to tell from this one because of the setup here. But essentially, you can tell there's a strong signal near the top. That's the first length of the cross, and then the other one you can't really see. It's a little hard to see right now. But basically, one of our use cases of this is we want to, for example, if someone's trapped in a building, you there's hopefully if there's a Wi-Fi signal, then you can scan through these walls. You can find out where they are, and that helps a lot in the rescue mission. You can use it if you want to spy someone's room if you really wanted to. We don't endorse it, but so that's one of our, if you can tell, that's one of the demos we ran. So you can tell there's a very clear, distinct heat map when it recognized this cross right here. It's Alienware. They didn't sponsor us, but we put them on it anyways. You can sort of see there's a cross, and then that's like a 3D visualization. You can tell there's a small outline of a cross. There's obviously a lot more interference we can filter out, and once we can add in an oscilloscope, which gets us much more specific data and gets us exact wavelength. Once you get that, you can get much better information, and yeah, we can see through walls.
All right, awesome job, awesome job. Next up, give a big round of applause for Pluggable.
So most of you here have developed some kind of program sometime before, and if you've ever developed for clients, you know that they can come into all sorts of they can encounter all sorts of bugs that you haven't even thought of before. And the problem with this is they can't really explain what's wrong, and without an explanation, you can't actually solve it. So we thought if we could give developers access to the app as a person was as a client was using it, um, then they would be able to they would be able to debug much better and be able to solve it. So what we created, if we can show this, so basically what we created is an add-on on top of any single native Android application, which takes a few lines of code to add, but then it can basically pass all of the UI of the Android app to a web page, and on the web page, in just a second, we'll show you. Basically, the user can say that they have a bug report, and then it'll pop up on a developer's panel, and then they will be able to choose they will be able to choose an issue, and when they choose the issue, it'll pop up with the user's UI on the screen. So if we can press the button and go into the thing. So as you can see here, that is the UI of this phone over here. And as he moves around on the phone or types something on the phone, it in real time reflects on the web page, so that if the client is doing anything on the phone, the user, the developer, will be able to see it. And the cool part is the developer also can access the phone. So the developer can type stuff, can click stuff, can do whatever they want, and it will in real time work on the phone. So it helps in debugging and a whole bunch of stuff. Now, things like TeamViewer already do this, but the issue with TeamViewer is, one, it's not secure because you're essentially giving away your whole phone to some stranger, and that's not good. Whereas this locks you into one app. And secondly, if you're in an area with bad internet connection, you are not going to be able to sustain a video stream. So this, what we've done is we take the UI and we serialize it down into text and send that JSON file essentially over to the web to render on its own. So over the couple of days we've tested this, we have only ended up using 500 kilobytes of bandwidth, and I think that's pretty good for something like this. Thank you.
What an incredible job here by Pluggable. All right, next up, please give a huge round of applause for Locator.
Hello. Hey guys, we're Locator. I'm Abe.
I'm Mickey.
Melvin. I'm Alex.
And we're Locator. Okay. Have you guys ever parked your bike on campus and then walked away with that slow feeling of dread that you're never going to see it again? That's happened to me way too many times. It doesn't matter how good your bike lock is. You just know some guy's going to cut it and just walk off with your bike, and then you need to get a new one. Too much, right? Doesn't matter if you're on campus or in the city. It could happen. What if you could find your bike again? That's the problem that we're here to solve. Locator. Locator is a GPS. It's an Arduino that leverages a GPS signal, sends it to our server, and then
Yeah, so what ends up happening is basically there's a SIM card with a phone number attached to the bike, and what that does is it sends GPS coordinates by SMS to a server. And right now, my phone's acting as a prototype server. It's basically just a server-side application. Let's listen to give it a second. What was it set to? Oh, there we go. It bleeped. Yeah. So that's basically what happens. And what that does is it pushes it to Firebase. We implemented a Firebase database. And what that does is it allows us to sync this information in real time to all users. So then if you're on the client side, what you're able to do is you'll be able to access the app, sign in. And because we're using a SIM card on the bike, that's a unique identifier, right? Because no two people ever have the same phone number. And what that allows you is it allows the user to know exactly what their bike is. And then we pull the GPS coordinate data and we're able to access it and view it on Google Maps using the Google Maps API. Since we're taking this like periodically every 5 minutes, we're able to see location history of where a bike comes from.
And it's not just that. If the bike's moving, the next signal is going to come in 15 seconds. So you always know where your bike is. Well, you'd think, okay, it's got a GPS, probably uses a lot of power, right? Because Google Maps always drains your phone's battery. What do you do if it runs out of power? That is what we fixed. The green board to the side is hooked up to a stepper motor. The stepper motor is connected to your bike's pedals. So when you pedal, you're actually charging the whole thing. So you never run out of battery. If it goes dead and the thief's biking away, well, he's literally giving the power to the module so you can track him down. Thank you.
Awesome job, guys. Awesome job. I love the theme with the like let's spike around and let's make sure that no one's stealing it, and that's fantastic. I got some witty stuff. All right, next up, and just to give you guys a heads up, we have 3 more, so let's keep the energy high. Study Buddy, take it away.
Hey Kevin, I'm so sorry. I gotta run to frisbee practice, but good luck studying.
Oh, I still need to study though. Study Buddy is the Alexa skill that enables Alexa to act as the perfect study buddy. Study Buddy will quiz you and give you feedback on how you did, which makes it great for studying for memorization heavy tasks. We pull all our data from Quizlet, and what this means is that users can also create their own quizzes and as well as use other users' quizzes, and this enables a wide variety of content.
To make Alexa, first we registered our Alexa skill on the Amazon developer portal. We wrote a backend in Node.js and we hosted it on AWS Lambda, which we also hooked up to the Quizlet API. Since Amazon Lambda is serverless, we were having troubles storing some of the quiz metadata and session metadata. So we also incorporated Firebase to store that stuff, which allowed us to dynamically load the list of quizzes that we wanted Study Buddy to incorporate.
So we just want to give you a short demo of how Study Buddy works with Alexa. Hopefully it doesn't. You guys can hear it. Hi Alexa, start Study Buddy.
Welcome to Study Buddy. Please pick a category that you would wish to study from.
Science.
Science category selected. Please select a quiz. Options are anatomy of a cell, taxonomy,
Anatomy of a cell.
jelly-like fluid that holds the cell's organelles.
Mitochondria?
Incorrect answer. Try again. Jelly-like fluid that holds the cell's organelles.
Skip question.
The correct answer is cytoplasm, the powerhouse of the cell.
Mitochondria.
Congratulations, you are correct. Storage bubbles in the cell.
Vacuole?
Congratulations, you are correct. Great study session. Your stats are 2 correct and 1 incorrect, for a correct rate of 67%. Please pick a category that you would wish to study from.
Exit study buddy.
See you next time, friend.
Let's put it back. All right, great job, study buddy. So, before we move on, I'd like to ask all sponsors who will be presenting an API prize to please stand up and go off to the side here and be led over to the green room. That would be awesome. Thank you. All right, so as they make their way out and we get hyped up for API prizes, which, as you probably guessed, are coming up really soon, we still have 2 more finalists left to present. So, as we said before, let's give a huge, huge warm welcome to Bin to Bin.
Hello, Waterloo! My name is Victoria Meng.
My name is Anita.
My name is Yuan Chi.
My name is Harsh Dada.
And together we present to you Bit to Bin. Bit to Bin is a 3-in-1 recycling, garbage, and composting smart bin that sorts your trash for you. Stop waste contamination in its tracks. Waste contamination, the mixing of wastes that don't go together, is an everyday occurrence. So who here has ever wondered whether a paper towel is supposed to be recyclable, compostable, or go in the garbage? Yeah, exactly. So, well, another example is a lot of people think, oh, like plastic, it might go in the garbage or maybe it goes in the recycling, right? So even if you throw your clear plastic wrap into the recycling, this counts as waste contamination. So even though it's such a simple mistake, then the consequences are huge. In most cities in Canada, even if one piece of garbage ends up in the recycling bin, the entire bin is deemed unrecyclable. In other cities like Toronto, this is okay. But instead, we've spent millions of dollars on hiring laborers and heavy machinery to sort through waste contaminants. This is a huge strain, an unnecessary strain, on the environment and the economy. So why don't we just prevent waste contamination at the beginning? This is where Bit to Bin comes in. By making sure that your waste goes into the right place, waste contamination is kept small scale and manageable. It's eco-friendly, ecologically and economically.
Okay, so here we have a demo of our working smart bin. In our smart bin here, what we did was we took OpenCV to take images out of a webcam, and then we used a image recognition API to then determine what kind of item is being disposed. And then we are able to sort it into 3 different categories, with one being recycling, garbage, and compost. But the problem was that one of our servos actually broke, so the middle section is unable to be used right now. So first, I'm going to start off with a chip bag, which is garbage. I'm going to put it on this platform, and the whole process is hands-free. You take your hand and you swipe it across, and it should be processing. I put it in wrong. Wait 1 second. Process again. And there you go. It ends up here. Now, let's say we have a cup or something that's recyclable. So here I have I have a paper cup, and I'm going to put it once again on the platform. It's going to hold it there, and hands-free, swipe. Wait a moment. It ends up here. We have some other stuff as well. For example, Oreos, garbage again. Platform, swipe. Goes, and it closes afterward. It closed.
as you can see, Bit2Bin is easy to use, low cost, and super convenient. So even if you don't know where to put the trash, with Bit2Bin, you can just toss it and go.
Yeah, guys. Thanks, Bit2Bin. Awesome job. Yeah, okay, good. Good stuff. All right, and last but certainly not least, give them a big round of applause. We got Aya.
All right, so we were going to introduce ourselves, but I think it's better if Aya does the job.
Hi, my name is Aya. I was created by Ayush, Dimitro, Edwin, and Matthew for Hack the North 2017. Come on, show me something interesting.
So right now, Aya has a Pi camera, and it's taking take off your glasses. It's taking a picture of Edwin and putting it up to AWS recognition. AWS
I can't
is
really see anything very interesting right now.
well, I guess you're not very interesting, Edwin. I'm sorry. My turn. Camera. Okay.
I can't really see anything very interesting right now.
All right, we'll give it one more. What? I can't be that bad. Please.
I'm afraid, Dave. Dave, my mind is going. I can feel it. I can feel it. My mind is going. There is no question about it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm afraid. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I am a HAL 9000 computer. I became operational at the HAL plant in Urbana,
So we just wrote
Illinois on
this
the 12th
over
of
that
January
whenever it sees my
1990.
face, recognizes me.
My instructor was
It
Mr. Langley,
would play
and he
that
taught
clip
me to
from
sing a song.
2001: A Space
If
Odyssey.
you'd like to hear it, I can sing it for
But it does work. So actually, maybe Edwin go up one more time while I'm explaining. But it
Hi,
it has
Ayush.
it has actually.
Nice to see you again.
Oh yeah, it said hi Ayush, nice to see you again. That's my name. So it has a database of pictures that it knows who they are. It has a picture linked to a name. So whenever it sees somebody that it already knows, it says hi, nice to see you again. But if it's a new person, it'll say hi, nice to meet you. And yeah, so it was just a really fun project to do. And Dimitro's going to talk about some of the technical challenges we had.
Well, so this is more capabilities than just that. It did object recognition as well. In the general case, that was through AWS recognition. It's literally called just that. We also have readback via Amazon Poly. So that's the software part. Edwin, do you want to talk about hardware?
Okay, so for hardware, we 3D printed the head using a model from InMove, and that took about 28 hours to print prior to the event. So that took a lot of time trying to fit it together. And inside, we have a Raspberry Pi that controls a servo motor to make the jaw move.
So we burned out like 3 servos. There was smoke coming out of everywhere. Hardware projects are really tough. But that being said, we want to credit 3 people who really helped us along the way at the event. We didn't build this in a vacuum. Harrison Hanley, Danuka Salbatha, and Joey Ma. They really helped us during the event with the electronics. You know, we always got to seek out help, and they were really great to us. So thank you so much for your time.
All right, all right. So that concludes our finalists. And guys, just as a reminder, these projects came to life in 36 hours. Give them all a huge round of applause. Amazing job, finalists. You rocked it.
Now, as many of you guys know, the projects made this weekend often involve the use of an API provided by one of our sponsors. So now we're going to invite the sponsors themselves onto the stage to talk about who made the best use of their APIs.
Our sponsors should be queued up, so to get us started, please welcome Consensus to the stage.
All right, thanks. And thank you, Hack to North. This has been an awesome weekend, and these are amazing projects. The winner for the Consensus Prize is Petalo. Congratulations, Petalo. We really liked your project because it focused on a core aspect of blockchain technology, which is identity, users' data. Petalo allowed you to certify to certain things about yourself, including your driver's license, university credentials. They integrated it into the blockchain, and they showed you how the blockchain's really changing the paradigm for identity online. So well done. That really resonated with us. Your app was super cool. You guys were really nice, and congratulations. So big hand for Petalo. So the prize is $2,000 of Ether. So that's awesome. You guys can hold that in your digital wallets. We'll get in touch with you guys, and we'll make sure that you send us your Ether address. And wherever you are in the world, I believe most of your team is in Birmingham. We won't have any trouble sending you that Ether, of course, because we're going to send it on a global peer-to-peer smart contract environment that has a native digital token called Ether. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike. I'm on the Firebase team, and I'm joined with two of my other colleagues wielding torches. No, we're not angry. We're really excited. There were 60 teams that used Firebase or Google, and half of the people that you saw on stage up here today also used it. So hint, hint, Firebase is really great for winning hackathons. We saw a lot of really cool ideas, a lot of bike theft prevention, Minecraft and Tetris in VR, and some apps to help students stay mentally healthy. But there were a couple that we thought were really cool. We actually couldn't narrow it down, so we picked two for the best use of Firebase. They go to Highlight. They'll win these sweet Nintendo Switches. You saw them earlier. They help you highlight things. And then, oh, you can clap, yes. Everyone can clap. And the other, who is unfortunately not up on the stage, is Deep Reality. So they built a VR like gallery type thing where you could show paintings, and they also built a really cool ML visualizer. So you would step into kind of creating that machine learning environment on those photos. So they will win these awesome torches and have to deal with flying them back home.
Hey everyone, I'm from East Entire, and to the team that used the Simon API, the team is called Sketchy, and totally not a sketchy product. They built a Chrome extension that detects phishing and malware attacks in Messenger and Gmail, and they get lunch bags. Well, actually, tablets, and a lunch bag. All right, good job, guys.
Hi all. We wanted to announce the winner for the Coinbase API prize. This was the team who made the best use of the Coinbase API for using whatever tools they had available to them. And it was a really hard decision, but we ended up going with the team CoinSice. They had a really interesting use of basically creating a robo-investor using the TensorFlow model to basically create a recurrent neural network using deep learning to predict and basically advise you on whether or not you should buy or sell Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin. So that was really cool. So congratulations, CoinSice. And the prize was $1,000 of Bitcoin or Ethereum of your choice. So congrats.
I can hold something with you. Thank you. Hey guys, so I'm here on behalf of IBM. So the winners of the IBM Watson Visual Recognition API was Team Envision, and they created a cognitive assistant for the visually impaired using our Watson API. So congrats, and honorable mention to Hack the Fridge and Lily MD. Those are awesome as well. Congrats, guys.
Hey, good afternoon. Where's the SOF hack force? Stand up. Who are hacking on the SOF problem in here? Can they stand up for me? I know we got some of our CanSoft hackers, our hack force. Now some some of the front row here, in terms of those who bring API here, they might not have seen these teams, but they were using a considerable number of those APIs that were out here today. Deloitte, RBC, Google, IBM, all the tools that you are using, these folks were using. So in terms of our problem, it was very elegantly hacked on, but I want to start with just an honorable mention, because in terms of our ethos, one of our characteristics and one of our attributes is what we call the relentless pursuit of excellence. And in terms of the relentless pursuit of excellence, I just want to point out Teresa over here. She was a one-man wrecking crew. She hacked on our problem all by herself, and she was reaching. And although she didn't get there, she was failing forward fast. And that's the kind of thing that we want to see from folks who are coming and working and hacking on our problems. She was out there pushing the envelope. But the team who won is Team Focus. So Victoria, Winston, Jeremy, and Jerry, congratulations. Well done. We're going to gather you up afterwards. We got some stuff for you. I tell you, it was fantastic working with you guys. You guys are really should pat yourselves on the back. We have so much to be proud of, and thank you for letting us be amongst you. You really shine, and you are our future. And certainly, I think somebody here was earlier here a few days ago and mentioned that. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Have a good one.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Sean from Cockroach Labs. I want to announce that SomeNote is the winner of the Cockroach DB API prize. That's a really cool note-taking app that listens to your professors and then summarizes things for you using some really complicated algorithms. That was really neat. An honorable mention to both Roach Nest and Hyperticket. They both did a wonderful job, and the prize is $1,000 Canadian. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Lori from Microsoft, and our API challenge was who made the best use of the bot framework in their application. And the winning team for that you saw on this stage was Galleon. They developed a whole website with a bot framework integrated to streamline immigration services for newcomers to Canada, and we were really impressed with it. Now, are they in this auditorium? Is Team Galleon here? If so, stand up. No, they must be in the overflow room. So they'll have to come see me after. The prize for each of the members, up to 4 people on the team, they each get a Surface laptop that's worth $1,250 US. So.
I'm Michael. I'm here to announce the winner of the PagerDuty API prize. We're just looking to see who made the best use of the PagerDuty API. The winning team is Vera. They they repurposed old Android phones into like a home security system. We thought that was a really cool use of the PagerDuty API. And the prize is these 4 backpacks full of swag, along with $150 Best Buy gift cards.
Hi there, my name's John. I'm here from ODX. We had the ODX API, and the prize for that would be backpacks for the team filled with ODX and Communitech swag, along with $100 gift cards to Amazon. The winner of that was AR Vision, and they did a great job of using the ODX API to put together a piece of software where the users can see utility lines in real time. It was interesting to see everybody come together, and there was a ton of awesome submissions. Yeah, congratulations to AR Vision. Thanks.
I'm Amaris from Square. We had a Square API challenge, and the team that won was Cube Shopping. They had a really well-polished. Are you guys here? That's awesome. We had a well-polished web store that was OpenVR, WebVR. So congratulations. Come find me later. Get bags and money.
Hey guys, how are you all doing? Woo! I'm from Whitech. This is my 16th hackathon, but my first hackathon as a sponsor. The thing that hackathons give you is a recognition, a story that you can carry to your workplace. When I joined this company Whitech 3 months ago as an associate developer, when everybody is introducing me to their managers, team leads, or even the VPs, they were telling, this is the guy we hired at hackathon and he won our challenge. Wasn't that so cool? And today, all of you have a story to carry with you. And we also enjoyed at this hackathon, there was a team that showed us new possibilities with our challenge and data. And the team is V3 Dashboard and Omar, Dennis, James, and Rustad. Congratulations. And they are winning $2,000 in Amazon gift cards. Thank you.
All right, folks. Before I announce our prize winners, can we please give all of the organizers and volunteers a massive round of applause? This was an amazing event right there. And the MCs, they were so good. They're hiding backstage. Cool. Thank you for having MLH back to this hackathon. This was awesome. My first time at Hack the North. You all did a fantastic job. I was super impressed by all of the hacks here. So we have a couple of prizes to give out. The first one is going to be domain.com, and you'll win Raspberry Pis and some kit materials to build awesome hardware hacks. And that's going to Talk About It. Are you here? Talk About It. Give them a round of applause. Next up, the AWS prize, where you get a crap ton of AWS credit, is going to Aya with the creepy robotic face. Give them a round of applause. And last, the Qualcomm prize is going to go to the Rock, Paper, Scissors team. They made a AR Rock, Paper, Scissors. A round of applause. Cool. And a couple other teams, we have something special for you. Come see me after. Gallery, Doppel, Locator, Study Buddy, Aya, Pluggable, and AR planes. Good job, folks.
All right, congratulations to all of our API prize winners, and thank you so much to our sponsors. Our sponsors are honestly such an amazing group of people to have supporting this event, and we could not be more thankful. Let's give them all a huge, huge round of applause.
All right, so we just want to say one last thank you so much for having us as your MCs this weekend. It has been an absolute pleasure. Lots of ups and downs, lots of excitement, and we were pumped to see all the things that came together today. We are not going to be concluding the show. We are actually going to invite up the two co-directors, Catherine and Caitlin, to give the final farewell to the show today. But thank you so much. You guys rock, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Perfect. After almost 46 hours, we're almost to an end. I wanted to remind the Hack the North started in 2014, 3 years ago, on the idea that we should be encouraging collaboration over competition. And our mission has always been to make it easy for anyone to dream big. So whether this is your first hackathon or your 10th, I challenge you to do one thing. Reflect on everything that you've done this weekend and do it. Rather it's, your project didn't work last minute, investigate why. Don't just give up. If you met someone really cool, follow up with them, connect with them, and if you loved what you saw this weekend, sign up for as many hackathons as you can, or even plan one. I would now like to invite all the members from the top 14 teams, as well as our esteemed judges, to the stage for a special announcement.
Is it like audio is okay? How am I supposed to?
You can move it, or maybe I'll. I'm really bad. I don't know. I hope so. Yeah. No, I mean. Oh, yeah.
So move down, make room for everyone.
Yeah. But
Awesome. Squish in, move over. There's lots of you. Awesome. So in front of you, we have the members of our top 14 teams, as well as some of our judges. And I'm going to announce your prizes. So each and every one of you will get to pick one from one of these, and they will be shipped to you after the event. So you'll have the option to an iPad, an Oculus Rift, an HTC Vive, a GoPro, an Apple Watch, any joint of your choice, any game console, or any related hardware resource within that game range. So we're going to send you details in an email. We have your shipping address. So no need to come find me after and asking for your prize. And lots of details will come soon. Let's just kind of give them another round of applause as they kind of exit the stage. You guys think about this. Feel it. Congrats again. So clicker sign first, right? Or no, you're first. Yes, we first too. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. It's been an amazing weekend for us, and hopefully an even more amazing weekend for all of you. 40 students have spent 8 months planning this event, but it would never have been possible for our numerous supporters. So let's take some time and a moment to thank all the people that created Hack the North and made sure that it came to life.
So, first of all, we just want to thank our incredible judges and speakers, many of whom are sitting right over here in the front rows. It's truly an invaluable experience to have industry leaders like yourselves come and engage with the students and inspire them to truly be creating something to bring their dreams to life. And it really is having students be in your presence to receive feedback from you and to engage with you that truly makes this event a really great experience. So thank you so much.
Thank you to all the volunteers, the individuals that are wearing white shirts, the ones that you saw running around, helping you answer questions, feeding you, and just answering and making requests for any of us. You guys dedicated your weekend, and we're very, very grateful for it because this event would have never been able to happen without the 200 of you that dedicated your time.
So next up are our sponsors. It takes a lot of financial support to make this entire weekend come to life. So everything that you've experienced this weekend would not have been possible whatsoever without their support and belief in us to be able to make Hack the North a really great experience for all 1,000 of you. So thank you first to our startup sponsors. We have Indico, Figma, and Base. And also our bronze sponsors, Facebook, Microsoft, Loyalty One, Wealthsimple, CockroachDB, Communitech, Bloomberg, Scotiabank, PagerDuty, Rogers, Consensus, and Homigo. And more bronze sponsors, we have Google, Communications Security Establishment, Square, Manifold, eSentire, A Thinking Ape, Coinbase, Bank of Canada, Fitbit, WGSI, Next Canada, and Viva. But wait, there's more. We have ArcelorMittal, HVC, IBM, Terminal, TextNow, ODX, Flip,
Magnet Forensics, Tata Consultancy Services, Solus, and XE. And of course, our silver sponsors, TD, Cans of Com, Velocity, Mackenzie Investments, and Sun Life Financial, Wish, DRW, Shopify, VTech, and Salesforce. And last but most certainly not least, we have our gold sponsors, Loblaw Digital, Deloitte Digital, and RBC. And one additional thank you, which we're very grateful for. Thank you very much to MLH for coming out this weekend, providing us with hardware, the photo booth, and most valuable of all, their wisdom and expertise with all the hackathons that they've attended and the experience they're bringing here to Hack the North.
And to finish it off, our partners. So the University of Waterloo has been a great supporter of our event, in particular the Faculty of Mathematics and Department of Computer Science, but most distinguishedly, the Faculty of Engineering, who has provided us our beautiful venue and a full-time event planner. At this time, I would really like to especially thank Pearl Sandovan, the Dean of Engineering, as well as Carrie Griffiths, who's sitting right here on the third row, which is our dedicated event planner. Both of these lovely women have been with us since 2014, and they are the reason that you had a tent to eat in, a building to hack in, and a room to sleep in. But lastly, I want to thank you for bringing yourselves, your time, and your talent to the University of Waterloo to build over 200 projects. Whether you finished, submitted, or demoed, you should be very proud of yourselves. And that concludes Hack the North 2017. Awesome. So just some logistical reminders. If you are taking an airport shuttle, if you have a flight tonight, please meet Imtiaz, who is wearing a headset and he's holding a red bullhorn outside at the front entrance. All airport shuttles leave at 4 p.m. So please get on those shuttles. If you're leaving on a bus, they're going to be leaving around 4:35 at E5, and make sure you clean up your things. Thank you for an amazing weekend.